As the villagers prepared the pyre, Nzondo and Panya stood by their daughter, offering prayers and words of comfort. The day of the trial arrived, and the village gathered around the square. The pyre crackled menacingly, its flames licking the air. Imani stepped forward, her heart pounding. She took a deep breath and began to walk towards the fire. Once upon a time, in the lush and verdant lands of the Nyasaland Valley, there lay a village named Yati. Nestled between rolling hills and beside the winding Mvuya River, Yati was a place of both beauty and mystery. The villagers lived simple lives, tending to their crops, crafting wares, and passing down stories of their ancestors. But it was also a place governed by strict customs and traditions, where honor and reputation held supreme importance. In this village lived a young woman named Imani. She was known for her kindness and gentle spirit, always willing to help others with a smile. Her father, Nzondo, was a respected elder in the community, and her mother, Panya, was known for her healing herbs and knowledge of ancient rituals. Together, they had raised Imani to be virtuous and wise, embodying the values of their people. However, not everyone in Yati was as pure-hearted as Imani. Among the villagers was a man named Kalonga, who harbored a deep jealousy towards Nzondo's family. Kalonga had always desired the position of elder, but his ambitions were thwarted by Nzondo's integrity and wisdom. Over time, his envy turned into hatred, and he sought any means to bring disgrace upon Nzondo's household. One fateful night, a terrible crime shook the village. The sacred Ikoma shrine, a revered place where the villagers worshipped the spirits of their ancestors, was set ablaze. The shrine was not just a physical structure. It was a symbol of their heritage and a link to their past. The fire spread quickly, and by dawn, the shrine lay in ashes, leaving the villagers in despair. As the smoke cleared, whispers began to circulate. Some claimed they had seen a figure near the shrine that night, a figure with long flowing hair and a familiar gait. Kalonga, seizing the opportunity, stoked the flames of suspicion. He whispered into the ears of the villagers, suggesting that he had seen Imani near the shrine before the fire started. "Why would she do such a thing?" a villager asked, disbelief evident in their voice. "Perhaps she harbors a grudge against our traditions," Kalonga replied smoothly. "Or maybe she wishes to break free from the constraints of our customs." The seed of doubt had been planted, and soon it grew into a tree of mistrust. Imani found herself the subject of accusatory glances and hushed conversations. Her once friendly neighbors now avoided her, and her family's honor was called into question. Nzondo, seeing the mounting tension, called for a meeting of the village elders. They gathered in the central square, their faces grave as they deliberated on the matter. Kalonga, ever the manipulator, presented his case with false fervor, painting Imani as the culprit. "We must seek the truth," Nzondo said, his voice steady despite the turmoil within. "We cannot condemn without evidence." But the villagers were restless, their fear and anger blinding them to reason. They demanded justice, and in their desperation, they turned to an ancient and brutal tradition, the trial by fire. This trial was a test of innocence, where the accused would walk through flames. If they emerged unscathed, they were deemed innocent. If they were burned, their guilt was confirmed. Imani, though frightened, held her head high. She knew she was innocent, and she trusted in the spirits of her ancestors to protect her. As the villagers prepared the pyre, Nzondo and Panya stood by their daughter, offering prayers and words of comfort. The day of the trial arrived, and the village gathered around the square. The pyre crackled menacingly, its flames licking the air. Imani stepped forward, her heart pounding but her resolve unwavering. She took a deep breath and began to walk towards the fire. But before she could take another step, a sudden gust of wind swept through the square, extinguishing the flames in an instant. The villagers gasped in shock, and a hush fell over the crowd. The wind swirled around Imani, lifting her hair and enveloping her in a gentle embrace. It was as if the spirits themselves were speaking. "This is a sign," an elder whispered. "The spirits are protecting her." Kalonga, seeing his plan unravel, tried to protest, but his voice was drowned out by the murmurs of the villagers. The elders, recognizing the divine intervention, declared Imani innocent, and she was set free. However, the mystery of the shrine's burning remained. Imani, determined to clear her name completely, vowed to find the true culprit. She sought the help of her mother, Panya, who suggested they consult the spirit of the river, Mvuye. The river spirit was known for its wisdom and could reveal hidden truths. Together, Imani and Panya journeyed to the riverbank under the cover of night. They performed an ancient ritual, offering gifts of honey and herbs, and chanted prayers to summon Mvuye. The river began to shimmer, and a figure emerged from its depths, radiating a soft, ethereal glow. "Why do you seek me?" the spirit asked, its voice like the whisper of the wind through the reeds. "We seek the truth about the burning of the Ikoma shrine," Imani replied, her voice steady. "Who is responsible for this crime?" The spirit gazed at them with eyes that seemed to see into their very souls. "The truth you seek lies within the heart of darkness," it said. "Look not among the innocent, but within the shadows of envy and deceit." With that, the spirit vanished, leaving Imani and Panya with a cryptic message. They returned to the village, pondering the spirit's words. It was clear that the culprit was someone who harbored ill intentions and jealousy. Imani's mind turned to Kalonga, but she knew she needed proof. She decided to watch him closely, hoping to catch him in a moment of weakness. Over the next few days, she observed his movements, noting his secretive meetings and suspicious behavior. One night, Imani followed Kalonga to a secluded part of the village, where he met with a group of men. She hid behind a tree, straining to hear their conversation. "We must be careful," Kalonga whispered. "If anyone finds out we set the shrine on fire, our plan will be ruined." Imani's heart raced. She had the evidence she needed, but she had to be cautious. She returned home and shared her findings with her parents. Together, they devised a plan to reveal Kalonga's treachery to the village. The next day, Nzondo called for another meeting of the elders and villagers. He spoke of the need for unity and truth, urging everyone to come together and seek justice. As he spoke, Imani stepped forward and revealed what she had witnessed. "Kalonga is the one who set the shrine on fire," she declared. "He did it out of jealousy and a desire for power." The villagers gasped, and Kalonga's face twisted in anger. "This is a lie," he shouted. "She has no proof." But Nzondo raised his hand for silence. "Imani, tell us what you saw," he said. Imani recounted the events of the previous night, describing the meeting and Kalonga's confession. The villagers listened intently, and the elders exchanged glances. "We must hear from the men who were with him," an elder said. "If they confirm her story, then Kalonga will face the consequences." The men were summoned, and under the scrutiny of the elders, they admitted their involvement in the plot. Kalonga's guilt was undeniable, and he was stripped of his status and banished from the village. Imani's name was cleared, and the village rejoiced in the restoration of justice. The Ikoma shrine was rebuilt, and the villagers came together to celebrate their heritage and the strength of their community. Imani, though scarred by the ordeal, emerged stronger and wiser. She continued to serve her village with kindness and compassion, her spirit unbroken. And the story of her trial and triumph became a new legend, passed down through generations, a reminder of the power of truth and the resilience of the human spirit. Years later, as the village of Yati flourished, Imani became a revered elder, guiding her people with wisdom and grace. The river spirit Mvuye, pleased with the outcome, blessed the village with abundant harvests and clear waters, ensuring prosperity for generations to come. And so, the tale of Imani and the burning of the Ikoma shrine lived on, a testament to the enduring power of justice, the importance of integrity, and the unbreakable bonds of community. The story of Imani teaches us several important lessons. First, it reminds us that jealousy and envy can lead to harmful actions and injustice. Kalonga's jealousy drove him to commit a terrible crime, showing how destructive such feelings can be. Second, the story emphasizes the importance of seeking the truth and not jumping to conclusions based on rumors or false accusations. The villagers almost punished an innocent person because they didn't have all the facts. Lastly, it highlights the power of resilience and integrity. In summary, the story encourages us to act with fairness, seek the truth, and maintain our integrity even in difficult times.